Hello, everyone. My name is Megan Graham, and today I wanted to come on and talk about my experience getting my first Russian manicure. I just came home. I don't know if you can actually see my hands. Let's see. Um, I just came home today and I had heard about Russian manicures. I had heard that they were great. And I wanted to try something new for a manicure. And I wanted to actually get on here while the experience was still fresh to tell you about how it went. So first of all, the place that I decided to visit is called Armani Nails. It's in Scottsdale, Arizona. And I researched it a little bit more than I have some past beauty appointments because even though I was in the beauty business, I've definitely had a few appointments since moving to Arizona that were not what I expected based on seeing people's Instagrams and things like that. So I was a little bit more skeptical. Oops, sorry, my little dog is coughing over here. I was a little bit more skeptical after some of my recent experiences. They always come and sit next to me and then start coughing when I do YouTube. It's like they don't want me to YouTube. So, first of all, I was going to a manicure place and it was okay. I really do enjoy getting my nails done. It always felt a little bit hectic and it wasn't what I was getting in Boston. So, when I went in Boston, I had a great manicurist. She made sure everything was smooth. She was extremely gentle. She used the best products, and I hadn't really found that here. And so, after having a few experiences that were just okay, I decided to look into the Russian manicure a little bit more. And I looked through quite a few different places. And I will say that just Poppy, we're going to go somewhere else. My dog is just having a little coughing fit here. So, after having a few, looking through, I realized that just because somebody says that they do Russian manicures doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be great. So, if you're looking for one, definitely look at all of their photos, see what they're doing, read the reviews, etc. So I saw this place and I decided to book with the owner. It's usually what I like to do. Her work looked beautiful. There's only 3 people that work there. I booked with Nora, and she is the owner. And I just have to say, first of all, I was really impressed with the booking process. It was very professional. I actually was sent a waiver before I came in, which I think is professional. You're covering your bases, you're doing things as a business. And I saw that it was going to be $150 and that it was going to be a 2-hour process. So I have never had a 2-hour manicure. And first of all, I was a little bit nervous. If you've watched my channel before, I have some autoimmune issues. And those autoimmune issues mean that I have to be really careful with air quality and products that I use. So I have to make sure that there's not a lot of fragrance. So I get a little nervous when I walk into a new place because one never knows what it's going to be like. And to be honest, I wasn't sure if it was going to be acrylic, what it was going to be like. I truly had no idea, although it looked like a beautiful place. And when I looked at the Instagram before booking, one of the things that I was so impressed by, I'm going to see if I can actually show you what they look like. But the actual nails that I saw on Instagram looked so perfect, just the way that the cuticles were, how even everything was. And every single photo that I saw looked just like that. And so after having a recent experience, well, not that recent, but after having a different experience where I went to a different salon and I didn't really get what was, in the pictures, I still wasn't sure, but I thought, it's only nails. Let's give it a try. And so I went into my appointment today. And first of all, the first thing that I noticed when walking into my appointment was how beautiful the salon was. It was just like a little, if you've ever had one of those jewelry boxes when you're a little girl with a little ballerina that spins around where everything is pretty, it's white and pink and fresh. Looked like a jewelry box. It was flawless. There was a Christmas tree with little pink bows. The little dryers that they use, I think they're UV lights, were pink, and everything was spotless. The air quality was very, very good. I didn't smell those like caustic smells that you usually smell coming into a nail salon, which kind of give me a headache, to be honest. And right away, I met Nora. So Nora was the owner and she was also the technician that was doing my nails. And immediately I felt at ease. She was so friendly. She was absolutely stunning. She had long, beautiful, shiny hair. And as soon as I met her, I could just sense that she was extremely friendly. She was extremely kind. And we had a quick consult, and I let her know about all of my sort of like chemical sensitivities and fragrance sensitivities. And she was lovely and sensitive to it and just very, very accommodating. And so, what I have to say, well, first of all, I just want to say this was not a free service. I did not come in, asking for any kind of deal. I always pay for my services. So I did pay full price for this service. And I didn't tell Nora even before I got there that I had a YouTube or anything like that. But it was a really, really interesting experience. So, first of all, I was worried about 2 hours feeling like a really, really long time. It seems like a super long time to be getting your nails done. But what was so interesting is that Nora was she was such an elegant person and so um, present in the entire appointment and so professional that the time flew by where she was doing my nails. I mean, I wished it could have been longer, honestly, because I so enjoyed the experience of actually speaking to Nora. And we had a lot of fun talking about, my hair salon and her salon. So it was really great beauty conversation. And we talked a lot about lower toxicity products and things like that. As far as the actual process of getting my nails done, I've had my nails done. I'm 49 years old. I've been getting my nails done consistently since I was 22. And I will say, I had an excellent, excellent nail salon in Boston that I went to. And I've never had my nails done to this degree of perfection, precision, and attention to detail. So, one of the things that I feel is very, very different about the Russian manicure. First of all, I feel like everything is done extremely delicately. So it wasn't a painful process ever. I'm a really sensitive person to any kind of like poking, prodding, cutting, any of that. It was so gentle. She had just an angel's touch. Um, initially, Initially, I was a little bit worried because she actually uses a little bit of an electric tool to to sort of like push back, smooth out your cuticle. And I got a little bit nervous when I saw it, and I was like, "Oh, Nora, does it hurt?" And she said, "No, you won't even feel it. I just put I put baby powder on your hand, and you'll be really amazed. But just let me know what you're feeling. Let me know if anything is uncomfortable." And so she did that. She did it with a lot of precision. And what I noticed, and I'm not sure for those of you, and feel free to jump in if you have any questions, but I really wanted to get on and just talk about this when it was fresh in my mind, because you never remember those details the same way, even a week later. Um, she really spent a great deal of time on my cuticles, and not only on my cuticles, but the preparation work for the actual nail bed was like nothing I've ever seen before. So I think, and I'm not saying that everybody should do this service or everybody should spend $150 on their nails. And I'm sure I'll get comments of people that will say, you shouldn't spend that or that's a waste. But the precision was unbelievable. The shape was so beautiful. They were so smooth, perfectly shaped. And what I've seen so many times when I go into nail salons is just that they do it as quickly as they can. And I don't know if you've had this happen, but it absolutely drives me crazy when I get out of the nail salon and I touch my nails and there's already snags when I've left, because you know that your nails are just going to break instantly. So she spent a great deal of time prepping. And as she started to do my nails and as she started to prep the base, first of all, everything was so clean when she started. And also I wasn't soaking my hands, in water, etc., which I think is better, because if you soak your hands in water and then you polish them, it just seems like a bad combination to me, because you're trapping a lot of moisture under your nails. So one of the things that I was really surprised by is that I expected the product to have a really caustic smell, a very chemical smell. And I said, Nora, this is really interesting. I honestly, I was like, I brought Benadryl. I wasn't sure how I would feel being around these products. Interestingly enough, I didn't smell anything at all. It felt like I was in my living room. And she said, this is actually one of the healthiest nail products around. And she said, it is important to know that even the healthier nail products still have to have things in them to work. And I appreciated her candor because, of course, they have to. And she said that the hard gel company markets it as being natural. And she said, even though they market it as being natural, I'm not going to market it as natural. I know it is a better brand. I know it is a lower tox brand, but I just don't think that saying natural is really the correct thing to do. And I really appreciate when people are honest and they are candid like that. Because even when I was doing hair color, there's so many products that are trying to greenwash you and they're saying that it's like the healthiest thing ever. And we can say it's healthier and we can say it's lower tox, but we don't want to say, this is like drinkable or it's the healthiest thing. So anyway, she was very forthright about the products that she used. I don't know if you'll really be able to see, but she did such a beautiful job. I don't have the most beautiful hands for sure, but we did a very, very simple color with just a teeny tiny little delicate line of gold glitter. And it was just amazing. Every single layer that she put on my nails, I would just kind of look at them. Never seen that precision with cuticles. I have never seen such precision in the way that she shaped my nails. And as we were talking about it, I also asked her, how many times do I need to, when should I come back and book my next appointment with you? And she said that for most of her clients, they come back in 4 weeks. And I said, but are you sure? Should I do 3 weeks? And she said, honestly, if you book for 3 weeks, I don't think you'll need your nails done yet. So even though it was a $150 nail appointment, then we're stretching it into 4 weeks, which not only is manageable as far as expense is concerned, but it also means that I don't need to go to the nail salon every single week as I have been going. Overall, the entire experience was just so interesting. She was a very lovely woman. She's Persian, and she just had an elegant way about her with her entire salon. She has 2 employees, and she has trained both of them to do the same technique. I've never had this done, but I can definitely say that after trying a very, very well done Russian manicure, I would never go back to doing it the other way. So much so that I'm going to get a friend of mine a gift certificate so she can try it too. The other thing about the appointment, beyond the precision, beyond how perfect my nails felt when I left, it was also, and this is just a personal experience with this particular salon, but to me, as somebody that has been in the beauty business for over 24 years, it was just the way that you want an appointment to be when you go somewhere, where you immediately walk in, you feel welcome, you feel seen, you have someone's full attention. And to me, I can't imagine, this is really my experience going to Armani Nails in Scottsdale. But for that particular place, I can't imagine that anyone could possibly be better at doing nails than Nora herself was. So she was, sometimes you just hope that you're going to have the best experience and it's going to be like a very special treat. And it doesn't always turn out to be that way. But what I can say is that it far exceeded my expectations, even from what I saw on Instagram, even from what I saw on their website, because what you never know is what are you going to get as far as personality, professionalism, attention, and service. And the service itself was exceptional. So I believe that there are certain times where spending a little bit more money is just 1,000% worth it when you're getting that kind of service. And it doesn't mean that everybody has to do it. But the service, come here, Poppy. My dog wants to come back up. The service itself was exceptional. And I think that the attention to detail for your cuticles and for your nails is so worth it. I'll try to post some pictures a little bit later on, but I think that if you can find someone to do a great Russian manicure, it's 1,000% worth it. Just a little, sorry, I was instantly sending my husband pictures. Not really great to show you, but basically, not a single cuticle snag, not a snagged nail, and the shape was really elegant. I have personally never worn my nails long. I always wear them as short as possible. I lift weights and I also go to the firing range regularly. So if you're basically, if you're doing things like loading ammunition or lifting weights, you usually don't want long nails. But I have to say that after seeing her beautiful, beautiful work, I would actually like to try to have slightly longer nails because she made them look so elegant and delicate. So just wanted to give you guys a little rundown while it was fresh. It was truly the best experience. And it was also extremely heartening because since moving to Arizona, it's definitely been difficult to find people that do a beautiful job. And for some of you may know this and some of you may not, but I have definitely dealt with chronic illness and a lot of autoimmune issues. And when you have those issues, before that started, beauty was very easy to me. It came very naturally. I felt really good about myself. And it just felt easy to look great because when you're healthy, it's usually easier to look great. And when my health started changing and my inflammation increased and the time that I needed to spend taking care of myself increased, it definitely got more difficult for me. And those services, one, it became really important because I had to be careful of the environment that I was in when I was getting things done so that it didn't actually affect my health. And two, it just makes a really big difference because when things have taken a turn for the worse with your health, when someone takes care of you and they do the very best job with your beauty appointment, not only does it make you feel taken care of, not only does it make you feel pampered and relaxed and wonderful, but it also, for me, helps to bring me back to a place of where I feel like me again. I've experienced different things where my eyes were different sizes from inflammation or where my skin didn't look the same way or I was losing my hair. And obviously, a lot of those things are so much better. But as a woman who has been in the beauty industry for so long, it eroded some of my confidence and it made me not feel like me. So when you find someone that treats you wonderfully, takes great care of you, and makes you look and feel your best, you really treasure it. Before I go, I also wanted to mention something that is off the subject, but still similar. I take collagen. I don't know if any of you are also taking collagen, but I actually got it. One of my friends is a pretty incredible low tox. She is just like a diva. She knows everything that's good. And she introduced me to something called Beam Collagen, which I have been taking for my hair, skin, and nails for several months. And she just let me know today, it's not my code, but I did link to the Beam Collagen in this description because I actually just ordered 2 more canisters of it. It is 40% off today only. So I put a link and I put her discount code. I don't work with Beam Collagen, but it's my favorite collagen. And before I was taking it, my nails they were splitting so, so low and they were so weak from all my autoimmune things as well. But Beam is amazing. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. It is 1 day only. I want to say with 40% discount, I think I got each tub of collagen for $21. So that's linked in my bio. It's not something I benefit from, but I wanted to share my friend's discount because it is so, so good. And if you are in Scottsdale, definitely Nora is the best Russian manicurist in all of Scottsdale. So that I hope that you'll visit her and just let her know that you saw my video and you enjoyed it. She didn't ask me to make the video, but I walked out of the appointment on cloud 9, which doesn't always happen for all of us when we leave an appointment. And I felt that it was worth every single penny to have such a beautiful and luxurious experience. So if you're thinking of getting a Russian manicure, definitely research where you're going. But it is really a treat, and I'll never go back. So thank you so much. Stay healthy and beautiful, and I hope to see you soon. Bye, everybody.